Everybody get on your feet and give the greatest coach a standing ovation. A standing ovation to a great man, a great father, a great mentor, a great coach. A perfect day, even on our Father's Day. It could have been a better timing. Dean, the Mark Heywood is in the building. And tonight is your night, Pops. Tonight is your night. Give him a round of applause, guys. Give him a round of applause. And let him know how much we appreciate you. Man, we definitely appreciate you. And I know you're definitely surprising better than me because he had no idea. None. Bless up, Pops. Bless up. For sure, man. Today is your day. And we'd like to welcome everybody, family and friends. Good night, man. And on such a special occasion tonight, as we honor our coach, our father, our mentor, Dean, the boss, number 13, Heywood. I would like to say I'm Kevin, the voice shepherd. And I say welcome. And hey, we're going to enjoy this night tonight. It's all about the boss. Okay, for everybody who's here, we got some videos, we got some speeches and stuff like that. But we got to start things off right with our prayer. And I'd like to call up one of my favorite sons, the Reverend Jermaine. Come touch the mic and bless us.
Before I pray, I just want to share a few words. First of all, honoring the Mac, Dean Heywood. In the early 90s, around 1992, I believe it was one of the first times I witnessed this giant, this man on the court. My brother took me to Arthur A. Richards. My brother is Richard Boyd Isles. And I just saw this big, menacing force on the court. And my question to my brother was, I mean, what are y'all going to do to stop this man? And my brother's response was, we're going to just keep playing ball. And at that time, I never saw the mentor that he really was until my other brother, Kevin Bogas Liver, went to Complex. And he would always talk about his coach. I'm like the same dude that I was beat up on my brother team, guidance, and all these guys. And over the years, I really got to see that this man has been a true example, demonstrative force when it comes to what coaching and mentorship is all about. And so I really salute you. I big you up in the words of our people. I lift you up because it's not just about coaching, it's about mentorship. And you have bridged that gap. I've seen it in my household, my brother, and I've seen it in the community of St. Corey. So let's pray. Gracious God, we come right now with high spirits and gaiety. We come lifting up and honoring this man, your child, who you've called not just to pass through time, but to leave legacies. We thank you even now for generations and for the truth and the knowledge that he has imparted in children and students all throughout the years. That what we called the new school back in the 90s would not be what it is today if it had not been for Dean Mac Hayward. So we thank you right now for this man, and we celebrate him while he is here. We celebrate him because we know that you said, not our lips shall praise us, but someone else shall lift up accolades and praises unto them. So God, right now we thank you for this occasion. And we pray even now as we continue to lift him up, that you will continue to lift up his arms, his family, everyone that was part of his support system, that they too will be blessed with favor that will encompass them like a shield. We thank you for moments like these, and we know that it's written in the annals of time. So we say thank you, we praise you, and we celebrate a giant in this community. In your son Jesus' name we pray. And we all agree by saying amen. Amen.
All right, Pastor, beautiful. That was beautiful. Well said. And also, I would like to say happy birthday to Sherry, because you know a great man must have a great woman beside his side. So happy birthday to Sherry. Heywood, same way. Heywood was actually parking the car because there was supposed to be a Sherry surprise, but it looked like it turned out to be a double whammy. So that was actually pretty nice. Anyway, definitely intermission. So we're gonna have an opportunity to get some food, get your grub on. We're gonna watch some videos of some of the past players, some of the lady barras, some of the past barras, give some speeches, and then we'll come back and have some individual speech right here live. We're also live on Facebook. So for everybody who's watching, we wish you guys was here. We know it's a COVID moment, but we're celebrating with you and our coach. So without further ado, we'll get your eat on. Big Cat.
Guys, we're gonna let the head table go first, and then we'll call out the other table members. Okay?
So that's Fatima, right? You got a nice spot. Wherever you Oh, yeah.
Table one, you can go ahead and get your food. Table four, go ahead and join them, because you guys were supposed to be table two.
That's nice. So it's got a little Chinese, but they think nice. Yo, but they're nice to the DJ there. Yeah. That'll be nice.
So afterwards you could eat there. But is the lighting good?
Yeah. No, but I mean, I have like.
Okay.
I still believe in spite of all I've been through, I can still push the wheel of speed. I have all power, they can't see with the right. Broken wings fly, I rise, down, but I won't die.
Why not girl? I'm not gonna say my girl. Don't be the only one for me. The one that makes my life complete. Yeah, I feel I'm fine, girl.
Tables 2 and 3, you can go on, get your food. Four already ran, right? 5, you can go get your food as well.
Sometimes you make up life. You do make a mistake. What makes me make you gone away? Hold up your heads, my brother. Be not just my sisters. If I do what you should show me. Then I got to see my baby. I'm not the type of love. You want to see my baby go so low. And if you ever miss the man, baby, I'm the love. The one who's got the type of love. Baby, will be something that we don't. Say the perfect time to sound. Perfect evil come. I don't want to go and treat you. You on today. Shout out the victim, only in the wrong. Shout out the victim, only on the hill. Shout out the victim, only on the place. Only been made on the day. All the time that you stay on the day. So never try to let the man away behind the who's got the title. I am the ocean. And if you never let the man away behind who's got the title. They will be someone that he don't know. Life is short, life is precious. Life is short, life is precious. You got to find the mind of a lion. It's your time to become a lion. You never be afraid. It's not a mistake. Life is okay. Never tried to let the man give me up. One who stop the time. One who sits high in the floor. And if you ever miss the man with the young, woman who stop the time. Then you be so that he don't. Hey, there are lots of signs in life. Sometimes you may not like you didn't take this minute, the next minute you're gone away. Hold up your head, my brother. Feel the love, my sister. Deny your works, you should surely be paid. Never try to lose the man with the anger. Stop the fight. I see them coming after my soul, wanting to take control. Wanna give me life, wanna give me things, wanna give me all the material things. I am talking about what the world has to offer. Girl, what you doing, what you see, what they have done to bed, but it's all good. Just as all of the profit. But I'm not afraid, no. No, I'm not afraid. No, I'm not afraid. No, if them come home, let them come, 'cause I'm protected by the most I want. They don't mind when you fall behind. I guarantee you'll be the last time. Prostitute, not dancing, not them government time. No, if they don't mind when you waste the time coming up with some stupid lies, influencing the youth and the line and take the line. They don't mind when you're locked up in jail, can't get no bail, sentence to life. They can't see your youth and strive. They don't mind. But I'm not afraid, no. No, I'm not afraid. No, I'm not afraid, no. If them a come, let them come, 'cause I'm protected by the most I want. Don't be foolish, oh no. Hey, thinking they don't know your name. I see them coming after my soul, wanting to take control. Wanna give me life, wanna give me flames, wanna give me all the material things. I am talking about what the world has to offer. Girl, what you doing, don't you see? What they have done to bed, what it's all good. Just us and all of the profit. But I'm not afraid, no. No, I'm not afraid. No, I'm not afraid. No, if them a come, let them come, 'cause I'm protected by the most I want. They don't mind when you fall behind. I can't.
My brother, boss. I want to congratulate you on success for going up and watching you play basketball project, being a teammate, colleague, and just going on the basketball every single day. The basketball coach was a pleasure playing alongside you. Unfortunately, I would go to war with any single day the basketball coach. Definitely, my best of me. One of the reasons why I became the player that I was, I allowed me to play the way that I want to play. Even when I believe multiple championships together, that was a blessing. And you become now a coach and a mentor to a lot of those young kids out there in society that need father figure. You have done a tremendous job with these young kids, raising them as you could, trouble for all of this. Congratulate you on your journey, while you have done for that. Not just for kids there, but all for entire island. Everybody know you, you want to know the island, learning of the product of whatever. Congratulations again on your success. Continue to pray for more. That's my brother.
Yo, Mac, we appreciate you and appreciate what all you did for the female embarrassed. I know only been there for a year, but Barra Nation runs through my blood. So congrats on everything and hopefully the celebration tonight and amen. Have a good one. BI Nation.
Heywood, I just want to say congratulations on being honored tonight. Thank you for always supporting the Lady Barracudas. We love you. Thank you for always supporting me. I know I can laugh now, but some people used to be like, oh, I prayed Heywood and stuff. Heywood was back in school. But honestly, there was nothing to fear. You had a big heart. And you're very supportive. He was always there. And one thing I liked about you was your energy. In terms of if somebody do something wrong, and you in the gym, you go hear it. You go hear him with mouth. But honestly, if somebody did the right thing or something good was going on, you would cheer it with that same energy. So I like that you kept that energy. You kept it 100. So congrats again. I appreciate you. This is a long time coming, and it's great that you're being honored tonight. And for those who don't know me, my name is Ash Taylor Jones, Esquire, and class of 2008 from Complex. Thank you.
Hi, Mark. Daphne Bell here, class of 2004. And I just want to say congratulations on this honor. You certainly deserve it. Thank you so much for your continuous support of the Lady Bars all these years. And thank you for being a positive male influence on these young boys' lives. A lot of them don't have a safe haven where they can be able to express themselves and truly be themselves. And you've offered that to them, whether it's just by hanging out in the gym or and being around you or being a part of your program. So you certainly have offered that to them. And I'd like to thank you. And yeah, I just want to say continue to be great, continue to be the positive life that you've been, and yeah, Barras for life. Not really a video person, but when Carrie reached out to me, I said I had to do this, Mark. I just want to tell you congratulations and thank you for your support with the Lady Barras. Hey, Mark, it's Booty. I want to say congratulations on your well-deserved retirement. And I also want to thank you for your constant support towards the Lady Barras. With that being said, enjoy on this new journey. God bless and all the best. Barra Nation. Okay, now, Mark, this is Sammy. I'm sending a huge thank you for your support for the Lady Barracudas over the years. Keep up the great work, Mark.
Hey, Heywood, this is Damour from the original Lady Barras. I just want to say thank you for being one of our biggest cheerleaders and congratulations on all your accomplishments. Sorry I couldn't be there in person. I know you're having a great time with the guys and continue being that gentle giant that you are.
Hey Heywood, we are stuck in traffic, so might as well just go ahead and shout you out a little bit. I want to say thank you for everything that you have done for us, especially class of 98. I mean, we were the best of the best, but wishing you all the best. And once again, thanks for everything that you have done for us. All right.
You get all of that.
Guess what? I enjoy it. Special thing. All right. Just enjoy it. Of course, you know, I can sit here and talk all night about what we did. You know, back in the days with Barrett and how we started the program. Guess what? We stuck there and, you know, came as it is and a lot. We took it to St. Thomas, took it to the Barrett. And, you know, we still taking it to it. You know, so I just want to say big up. Hope that you have an awesome night. And of course, hey man, I can't leave unless I say, God bless the Carrie and the Tegan and all those people in the background and all these wonderful working teams and stuff like this. Of course, Carrie and being one of my lady bears as well. But guess what? We got to give all this people. We all know this people that is Sherry. Say that same way. Sherry's an awesome cook. You know, so way after you met Sherry, my brother, and all your kids are really people enjoying all those things that they do. Delicious meals and trees prepared. You know, this is because those things ain't gonna never be, you know, come because, you know, as long as they're not loving, I'm not sure they love to eat cherries. Excellent meals that she prepares. So I just want to take this opportunity again. I'm going for it because I gotta take a minute. And you know, it's gonna say story time. I'm gonna say it's brother time. No, it ain't brother time. It's pop time, big pop. You know, my brother, have a good one. We love you. Always be alone. Peace, my brother.
Mark, what you saying, man? It's August, man. Hey, honoring you, long over me. Bottom line, you know what I'm saying? This was long overdue. I really must say that if it wasn't for you, I know 100% my life would have turned out differently. But because of how you used to push me on and off the court, you know what I'm saying? I used to watch you, mimic you. You know what I'm saying? As a role model, it really helped me to be, you know what I'm saying, a better athlete, a better person, a better dad, you know what I'm saying? Um, and I really respect that. You know what I mean? Um, we need to do a better job at giving people the roses while they're here. You know what I'm saying? This is why I'm saying this is long overdue. You know what I'm saying? You go down the line, all your basketball players, every one of them is successful in their own. You know what I'm saying? And I guarantee you that had something to do with the way you taught us. You know what I'm saying? So each one of their accomplishments is a notch on your belt. And like I said, without you, I don't know where I would have been. So I just want to say from me to you, man, I appreciate everything you did for me. I appreciate you making me the man I am. You know what I'm saying? The person I am. And I'll never forget that. And trust me when I say this, some of the same things that you taught me is the same things I teach my kids. So, hey man, enough love. Wish you the best. I wish I could have been in person, but unfortunately I can't. Love you, man. I love you for real. Maybe guidance.
Hey, just want to give a shout out to Mac Milan, the big Mac truck. You know? I want to thank you for always being there as a role model, inspiration for us who's growing up in St. Croix, coming through complex Barracuda establishment. Hey, tip my hat, salute.
morning here, good evening. Hey, first off, thank you for everything. 2 minutes is not a long time, so I'll be quick. I had to write some stuff down, but let's talk about the opportunity you gave me when we first met. August 2000, the gym, I was playing a scrimmage. You called me over my freshman year. You called me over, you, Bruce, and Uncle, and you tell me, hey, I want you to play for my varsity team. And I think you had your confidence and you believed in me then. I want to say thanks for that. Thanks for setting the standard that we had to always rise to as boys, as men, as players. We rose to the standard that you set. And I must say, I really appreciate it. Thanks for always having a lending ear. Over the years when I moved to America, I used to call you all the time. When I was in college, everything. When I first joined the Navy, just thank you for the lending ear, having an open door at the gym, wherever. I mean, we could talk for hours every time I see you. I really, really thank you for that. And then, just thank you for always being you. Keeping it real. Hey, fair winds, following seas. I hope everything works out in the next thing you decide to do. Love and low Mac. Again, thank you. This is Mikey, the point out.
What's good, Heywood? It's your boy Crippler, aka Big Bite. I want to congratulate you on a fantastic career. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to play on one of your many great teams, coach. Right? Up to today, I still remember you said, "We show Jomo, this man can't hold you, the man." Right? Up to today, I still live with that. Can't hold me in the court, can't hold me in life. Thanks for everything you taught me, and hope you have a enjoyable retirement. One love.
Yeah, man, that's what man. I show to the understand. All these things I need to guys are not they want I found that's
Hey, Coach Heywood, this your boy Hops, Robert Jules. Sorry I couldn't make it to this special event. You definitely deserve this honor. I think it's long overdue, but we're thankful that you were able to get this distinguished honor in your name. From the first time I came to Complex in 1997, I made it the JV team under Coach Fila. You always encouraged me. You was always giving me feedback on how to continue to get better and how you look forward to me playing for you. After the moment I was able to play for you in the varsity teams 3 years, I continued to develop and grow. But aside from your mentor and you're pushing myself and my teammates and pushing us to be better, you pushed us in the classroom, you pushed us to be positive role models for our generation. You've always encouraged us every day. You always wanted us to obviously work hard, and we've done that. Especially in the basketball court, we've won many championships, and our team 2000, 2001 is your best team. Just throwing that out there. We're the best team. No disrespect to my other brothers, but Coach Heywood, I think you know our team was the best team. Funny moment, we played in an inaugural tournament in St. Thomas, I think against Antilles, and we were beating them by probably 60, 70 points. And coach came up while we were in the court and came up to Coach Heywood and said, "Hey, Coach, man, take off the press." Obviously, in that deep voice, you're like, "Man, I ain't taking off no press. If that was me, our team on the other side of the floor, you'd have done the same thing." I remember him shouting to us, "Hey, y'all keep the pressure up." Obviously, the rest is history. I think we beat them by probably close to 100 or so that game. But it just just shows the passion you have for basketball, dedication to complex basketball program, and your passion for not just winning but making us winners off the court. I'm definitely thankful to have the honor to play for you. And I'm very happy that you got this distinguished honor that you're getting today. Thank you for all you've done for us. Definitely, when I visit again, as always, I'll come by and see you and all ready to help you as far as continue to further the basketball program. Obviously, I'm always there for you guys. Thank you again. Also to your family, thank you as well, because you guys have played a major role in our success too as men on the basketball team, and you guys also deserve definitely a round of applause. But Coach Heywood, thank you. We love you. God bless, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.
Hey, Coach. I just want to say thank you, man. Thank you for the opportunity that you gave me to play. Play freely. Thank you for your coaching guidance. I know we had a real good ride. Made a lot of memories. Just want to say thank you again. Wish you best of luck in your future endeavors and many blessings. I'm out. Mark, Dean Heywood, teacher, my coach, my teammate, my friend, my father, man. Congratulations that you did today, man. Definitely deserve it. All the hard work I tell you put in. I want to tell you, man, from the bottom of my heart, man, I love you. I appreciate everything you have done for me over the years, man. You saved my life when I met you at Complex, man. I was at a crossroads of my life, man. Just, in the environment you grew up around and grew up in. So, you saved my life, man. And if it wasn't for you, I won't be here today. I won't be in the situation I am today, man. I'm blessed. And, I appreciate everything you have done for me, man. So I just want to tell you that I love you. I really do love you from the bottom of my heart, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So let's get into it, man. The first time I see you, Mark, is when me, Neg, some of us from Colorado and even Arta, we will have like half days and stuff like that. So we will go to St. Patrick's to mess with Young. Shout out to Young, brother. And we will go mess with him. And then we were going to check out the girls there. And then, we would, and then that was my first time seeing you because you was like, man, you was this tall, built, you look like a football player or something, man. You just was, 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", you tall, and then we hear you talk, and it was like, whoa. And then we see Young at his best behavior, we was like, nah, we not even said messing with this dude, man. When you're young, you think you could do whatever you want, but man, it was just something about your demeanor, man, and it was just like, nah. And then I met you in Raleigh, with our whole situation when I was playing in the league and stuff like that, And then, you was my PE teacher at Complex, and, just my memory going back from St. Patrick's, I had nothing but respect, man, and I admire you, man. And then the way you dealt with everybody, man, it was just like, looking back now, it's like, man, you dealt with everybody with respect, principle, accountability, man. Hard work, man. That's how you dealt with everybody. And those the little things you need to have a level mind and survive in this world. And getting a chance to play for you finally. My 10th grade year at Complex, man, and it was amazing, man, just to see how you treat all the different players on the team, man, all the stars, the seniors and stuff, man, you treated everybody the same. Yeah, you treated everybody the same, and that's what stands out most about you as a coach and as an individual, man. You treated everybody the same, you gave everybody the same respect. You was a listener, you always used to listen, and it's like, our practices and stuff like that, it was all about hard work, dedication, accountability.
working hard, having your teammates back, being respectable, being respectful. You can't, don't be disrespecting people because it falls on the head coach, it falls on the school. So, that was the big thing with you. And, when we play tournaments and stuff like that, and, we always had like a buzzer in our back, man, and, he used to treat us a certain way. We would fall a lot, and, we looked to get hard at you. So I always step in and hold, put your foot down and had our backs, man. And, people looking in don't understand the big picture of that situation because everybody's out about winning, winning, winning. With you, Mac, it wasn't even just about winning, man. It was about the right. It was about the right. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong, man. It was also about treating us the same as everybody else, man. One thing you stressing us is about schoolwork, man. Getting good grades, keeping our grades up, not getting in trouble, being a model citizen in school. People looking at you guys, people looking up to you. And that's one thing you preach, man, and people might not know, man, but we never, to be honest, we never talk about winning with us. It was all about working hard, making sure we get good grades in school, and just doing the right thing. So that's something that I really, really appreciate. That's something that I live with and inspired me and helped me further my career in sports and in life in general, and even just being a role model now today with a lot of youth them and coaching and all that stuff, man. Those little things that you did that was so important. And even outside of basketball, man, even my tennis coming back to complex and coming to the gym and seeing you interact with just regular students. A lot of regular students would come in the gym for lunchtime and just chill. Express their frustrations to you, what they're going on, what's going on in their life and stuff like that because they needed somebody to talk to. It was like a big pillow, man, like a big sponge. You could just soak up all that information and listen to these kids, man. And it was like they would be coming in the gym with like an attitude or having a bad day, and by the time they leave, the confidence is up, the confidence is up, they feel a little bit better and stuff like that. And I think the outsiders don't really see the impact you have had on so many people. And we're not talking about the athletes, man. We're talking about the whole school. He was like that figure, man. Like people felt like they could come to you, just come in the gym and be around the environment because the gym environment was like a peaceful environment because it was all about, man. You used to tell them like, don't come in here and make no mess, man. You see so many different students just doing their thing, man. And man, it was like a second home. Even like after school, you would open up the gym and we would have open runs. Man, if we didn't have those open runs, man, who knows what we'd have been doing in the streets, man, and stuff like that. Honestly, real time, and you save our lives, man, because we was like, man, we going open run, we going to the gym. Sora gonna be that one guy, Charles McClack and Sora and stuff like you hear kids and talking like that. Tyrone Alec and Andy Hallbut and so many different players talking about that. You just that open gym, build that foundation and that family where we could go anywhere in the island and stuff like that, man. And we are friends because we met them playing in the open gym complex. So man, like that was like so big, man. That's big time what you was doing with our open gym, man. And just those are the little things that people don't realize that you did for so many people, man. And you only deserve this moment, man, and hopefully, like, people realize, like, the efforts and the time and the sacrifice you put in financially, mentally, physically, it's so much you have done, man. So much you have done. I witness you paying for kids to go to tournaments because their family didn't have it, and stuff like that, man. Man, it's amazing, the stuff that you did, man, for so many students, man. So many students, man. It's amazing. True role model, man. Hopefully they could name the complex gym floor after you. Hopefully they could put a plaque with your picture on the wall, man. Because you built that gym, man. You saved a lot of people's lives. We're not just talking basketball. We're talking regular, individual people that never even played sports. So Mark, my teammate, my brother, my father, my friend, my teacher, man. I love you, man. I appreciate everything you have done for me, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for being an inspiration to me. Shout out to Carrie Ann for putting this stuff together. Because to you, sister. Definitely shout out to our Sherry, man, your wife, because you spend a lot of time away from your family and stuff like that. I know she had to deal with all that stuff. Shout out to your sister. I've always been a big supporter.
know, me, love you, Sandra. Definitely big up to yourself, man. The whole family, your nephews, your nieces, your brothers and sisters, your parents, cousins, everybody, your teammates, your friends. Definitely big up to them, man. And you know, your legacy will live on, man. You inspire a lot of people, and as we grow older, what we learn from you, we pass it on to the next generation. And that's the way to go out for, man. Well deserved, man. Mark, I love you. Everybody down there, everybody be safe. Make sure you guys honor this guy every day, not just today, but every day of your life. Honor this guy. He's all Heywood, the legend. Love you, my brother. Love you.
All right, guys. Love the videos. Love the videos. Hopefully you guys love the food. Gertrude, the food was excellent, man. Good job. Whoever prepared the food. I know they brought in the back. Everybody getting drinks. I didn't see none on my table. But it's all good. It's all good. But man, hey, I was moved by a lot of the videos. Well done. Well deserved. Obviously, we needed a head visionary to start we are, and nobody greater than my principal, also the world senator, Kurt Vila. Please make your way up. Without further ado, Mr. V. I don't know who like the mic, you or me, but we're gonna find out tonight.
Both of us. Definitely both of us. I had so much that I wanted to say, and then I saw these videos. And the videos are really heartwarming because they really showed what you did for so many years at the Sacred Educational Complex. And then I'm looking at it and I listened to Mumba in the last part. And I'll talk about it after, I'm going to talk about this first. I listened to what Mumba said, and Mumba spoke about lunchtime leave at Complex. He spoke about students every day going to the gym at lunch. Renia is a good example. She lived in the gym at lunchtime, every lunchtime. And he spoke about how that helped to control what was going on outside. And we would run lunch league, and he would have 300 to 400 students watching the game in the gym that we did not have to worry about because he was the monitor. And he would sit at one end of the gym and control the whole gym because he's not only big, his voice is huge. So when he opens his mouth, the whole gym is totally controlled. And then I fast forward, and before I fast forward, every Sunday he opened the gym. Every Sunday. And a number of adults would come and run ball every Sunday morning, along with members of the team. So it forced the team to get better. It forced the team to become more disciplined. And it gave them something to do every single Sunday that they look forward to. And then you fast forward, and he was transformed. Being the coach, he was transformed, which was, I just totally baffled me. And after he was transformed, nobody ran lunch league. So I went and I spoke to the administrator and I said, hey, you need to start running lunch league. A lot of the students are talking about it. And they said, okay, we get it ready to start lunch league. And I said, well, who's gonna run it? And they said, well, we have assigned one person and 3 managers. And I was like, one person was doing this, you transform him, and now you want to assign one person for 3 managers to run lunch league. And then you fast forward more, and they said, give us back the keys. Nobody running ball on Sunday. We locked in the gym. If you want a gym, you have to pay X amount of money to run ball with the students. So that went on the wayside. So we were just sitting there, me and Bob, my wife, while he's there, and we just said, we don't begin thing and then go backwards. And that is sad. I just had to get it out because at the same time, when I met Heywood some 26 years ago, 1995, he was hired. Sacred Educational Complex just opened. 1,600 students, 3 lunch period, school bursting at the seams. The Central High, a lot of people came because it was a new school, and Central High just empty. They said everybody that was a problem was sent to the Synchro Educational Complex. And Mark came in that first year, and he was given the task of putting together the basketball program. He did the girls, the male, what am I saying? The girls were done by Miller. And he did a wonderful job of establishing a winning attitude at the Synchro Educational Complex. Winning attitude. And those first 3 years, we put together a monster team. A monster team. That any island that we travel to, they had to respect this Synchro Educational Complex when we walk in the gym. Because they know that we came for war. It was going to be a fight. We ain't backing down, we ain't losing. And Matt he never told his student, you must win, we want this, we want that. He used to try to motivate them as much as possible. But he wanted to win so bad every single game. Every single game. And he don't like to lose. So on the few occasions that Matt would lose, he would call the students into the locker room, championship, and he would tell them, good job, you this, you guys tried your best, and you point out all the mistakes, you did this and that. And then he would come outside, and Sherry would get in front of everything. Because when he lose a championship, he talking to Sherry for the whole night. So Sherry really used to be like, oh God, we need to win, we need to win. I can't go through this thing again tonight. He gonna take it out and go to the club. Well, he's so vexed, he talking, he done. He's done for the next day. And then Sherry would have to be there to go outside to feed everybody because it became a regular that she would cook to feed the team. And she would go outside to feed the team. If we win, we then go thing. If we lose, it'll be a problem until the next day. When you eat. And sometimes when he get upset, but he never said it to the students, he used to say, Sherry, I should feed them to them. They don't listen. I tell them to press. I tell them to do this, they don't listen. And then he turned off and he said, just don't feed them. But what I respected most about Heywood is that very early on, he got into the tradition that it is not about winning, it's about making sure that these students graduate from school. And just about all our students. I was trying to think of any that we have that didn't graduate. Literally everyone had to graduate. So we couldn't have seniors playing and they're not going to graduate. And he instilled that in them on a regular basis. But in fact, we used to run the grades, right, Cheryl? Cheryl run the grades, everybody on the team, send it up to Matt so you could know. Because whoever failed, he didn't play. And he would let them know. You need to study and try to act to you ain't playing today. No matter what they say. And I thank him for that, and I pray that continues to move on, that we hold our athletes responsible. But he went to, I can't say no, he said, he went to the next time. When I left complex, there was a game, it was a championship game. Young team here now, assuming the head coaching role. So I back up right now and he said, Bella Tegan gonna start the coach. So what do you do? He said, I'm gonna help you, but he's going to start the coach. You have to pass the torch. And Tegan is ready. He is going to start the coach. So Tegan started back on the side. And if you don't make it hard for him to contain himself when he's upset and they do something wrong. So when Tegan is in the huddle and he really upset now and he gets up. Unfortunately, whatever he told us student, the whole gym heard. The whole gym heard. I ain't telling him to blame me friend. Everybody heard because he would talk so loud. But there was a game and we were winning. The complex of winning. I was like Arthur Richards or just it was Arthur Richards. And I had a student that I had at Arthur. I think I just keep that. I had a student that I had at Arthur on not playing with the varsity team. And we were playing so good, and we were beating both. And there's nothing I like more than to beat both. Nothing I enjoy more than beating both. And both, when you're playing Central, you're playing 6 players. You're playing 5, and both. And both you, over there! You, there! Pass to him! Pass to him! Both players. Right, Bob? That's so we beating them. And next thing I know, the game changed and Central gone ahead. And I saw the best player for Complex on the bench. So I'm up in the bleachers now and I'm livid. I got down and I'm like, Matt Tiga, what are you doing? Why you have this guy? Why you benching this guy? He was playing so good. Why you have him on the bench? And the two of them tell me, he doesn't listen. He don't follow our directive. We told him on more than one occasion not to do that. And he continuing to disrespect the referee. He continuing to not listen to us. He's not playing for the rest of the game. And he sat on the bench. And you saw the tears coming down his face. And the players them looking at Heywood and Tegan like, these two half-men, we can't win. And Tegan turned to them and said, if we lose, we lose. But he's not playing today. I've learned to listen. I've learned to follow directives. I told you don't talk back to the ref. I told you don't do this. And you continue going back in there and doing the right. And we lost. But it taught a lot about the integrity of the two individuals. And our children need that. Our children need that badly. You can see there, I mean, a lot of those individuals that you see there, they're degreed. Martha, the more, a bunch of them, they have degrees. All of them are doing something with their life, in whatever field. And that is what we need. When Mumba was there, Complex was rough. And all of my friends were rough. And you were rough, okay. Basketball, save movement. And they say Harry Gun Cartel, Harry Gun Cartel, it was back then. And basketball saved him that he went on a basketball scholarship, got red shirt, and then switched and played baseball and played minor league baseball. And is now degreed. You know, so you can see the transformation in terms of the leadership and the discipline. And I'm just praying that eventually we could get that back in education, in athletics, where we have individuals that are going to do more than just coach, but are going to coach with all the heart and all the love. And we were lucky that Matt get married to Sherry. And Sherry was the official chaperone when they go to St. Thomas, official cook, or official everything. You know, so we thank Sherry because every step that Mac made, she was right there beside him. Right there beside him. Win or lose, she always right there. I remember a game when Tegan used to play. We went to St. Thomas and they went in the pool and swim all day. They were told them, do not go in the pool. You need to rest. We have a game. They knew everything. They were so smart. They went in the pool all day. What happened to that game? He couldn't make a shot. He couldn't jump. He couldn't do anything. Like he would tell them, I told her you exactly what I told her not to do. You did. But I'm happy that you're being honored tonight. I'm really happy that you're being honored. And I'm happy that you're being honored for your students. And that's even more heartwarming and just such a good thing that is happening. Carry on. Okay. Thank you. You are just a wonderful organizer. We don't have to bring you back to some stuff. You're good at organizing, and you put your all into it, and you have really helped us to honor these individuals who deserve to be honored. And ain't a better time than now to honor Heywood, because I know that whole transition to Woodson and leaving and my coach Tiga leaving, it hurt me so much. I know it hurt them. So this is good because this is reinforcing what you guys did. And this is reinforcing what you did. So congratulations and thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yes, sir, Senator. Let's have round of applause. And even though we're leaving complex, we're still working with the youth still of the Virgin Islands. So we ain't stopping. We just transitioning to a new, a better, future. So everything happened for a reason, but great speech, man. And you had to bring up, I couldn't make a shot anyway. You know the next year I had 56, you mentioned that? It's all love, man. It's all love. So I'm gonna bring up the other speaker. I mean, this man is special to me. Also, he was a great teacher to me. And one day I might just give you my personal honor, but for now, tonight ain't your night. But but he was one who kept me in place and complex. And he always used to say, "Yeah, you're good on the court, but make sure you're good in the classroom." And I always respected that. So, Mr. Ronald, you would make your way up and give your speech. You could give a lot of history behind you and Coach Heywood. A lot of people don't know about, so drop some gems.
Good evening, everybody. I don't know how I can follow this up. This is like, Karian set me up. But I want to thank Karian for doing this for Master because, like his students said, this is well deserved. Hayward's been around a long time, doing a lot of things. But one of the things that a lot of people don't know is Hayward and I have been friends for a long time. And we actually started, I saw the beginning of Haywood's development as a coach. Because I started as a country and he was there before me, a couple years before me. And so I saw the whole thing happen. We actually ended up at the conference at the same time. I wrote my speech because my wife told me again, oh, I don't remember everything I need to talk about. So just read your speech. And I said, sure, we want to read your speech till you get home. So bear with me. I'm going to read it. I met Dean Heywood in 1993 at St. Patrick's Catholic School. And I was a new teacher, a new social studies teacher. And he was there a couple years before me. He was actually teaching PE and some other classes. And my first reaction upon meeting him was, wow, that's a tall dude. And I said, he must be a basketball player. And the funny thing is, though, in a few months that I actually talked to Dean, you would never know he was a basketball player. How good it was he was a basketball player because he never talked about playing basketball that much. And then I went to a man league game, and I learned just how good he was. In fact, I just watched the game and I saw this big guy knocking down trees with a high percentage. And then some of the people who are fans of the man league, they were telling me, well, he's one of the best players in the Virgin Islands. So here I was at St. Patrick, playing with one of the best athletes in the VI. And I didn't even know. Because, he was a really humble guy who actually was really kind to the students and, was caring to the students. He never bragged about basketball. So, people talked about him, I learned later, people talked more about the league, and he told me, with Joe Swanson and Pete Swanson and Matt, this team Mandem is what unstoppable. And so I saw a lot of that when I actually started going to Man League and seeing Dean play. But one of the things I learned by actually going to Man League and watching Dean play was Dean was a good player. He was a big time trash talker. I didn't know that because Dean was so humble and St. Patrick and caring. That Dean, when I saw Dean play basketball and trash talking, I was kind of surprised by it. And then I also saw his ability to play. Big guy, playing the post, but he was also a fantastic three-point shooter. And That was impressive to watch him actually shoot trees from that far out and so efficiently. At St. Patrick, Dean was tasked with teaching PE at high grade level. And it seemed quite a bit of a challenge, at least from what I was looking at. When I ran into Dean loved it. And however, the way the schedule was structured at St. Patrick, Dean was really a part-time teacher. And the principal at the time, David Malloy, wanted Dean to be a full-time teacher. And he wanted Dean to just do more when he was on campus. And Dean was fine with that. Dean wanted to actually do more as well. In 1994, St. Patrick did not have a comprehensive sports program. We had a team in the Basket League West, but that was pretty much it. We didn't have any elementary or junior high varsity teams. Mr. Malloy wanted us to actually change that. He wanted St. Patrick to be participants in the whole junior varsity league. And he wanted Dean to actually run the whole sports program. In fact, he went ahead and named Dean as the sports administrator. And I must admit, I thought the job was a bit much for one person. Dean had to find coaches for teams that he didn't, for teams that he didn't coach. And I knew it was going to help him. But I wanted teams in elementary, he wanted teams in junior varsity, in every major sport. Dean was enthusiastic to take on the challenge. The work would be non-stop. Scheduling games, referees, paying referees, finding uniform and equipment, transportation, permission slip, and so forth. A lot of stuff Dean had to do in this position that Malloy actually did. I remember him saying that he actually liked the whole idea of being sports administrator. That year, we had a JV girls softball team, we had a JV girls basketball team, we had a JV girls volleyball team. The volleyball sport was coached by Elrod Pedro, and they won the JV girls championship. But it wasn't easy. Dean had to coach when Pedro wasn't there. And the league was very competitive. We had to play some pretty noisy gyms. Elena Christian, for example, was a loud place to play. And the loudest fan was a young assistant principal named Godfrey. I remember one day in their gym, Dean asked me, "Ron, who da do this?" And I replied as Godfrey. And he said, "Man, that dude making more noise than the student." That year we took girls JV we took a girls JV basketball team to participate in March Madness. And even though we were out in 2 games, they were competitive. We won the championship elementary boys basketball team. They coached that team. In fact, they coached that team against, I believe, Alfred Andrews at the time, T. Henderson, I think his name was, and we beat them in the own gym. You know? We also won medals in track and field, girls track and field. And so our sports administrator at St. Patrick in Heywood had brought our team at a major force in JV sports. And so in a very short time, we actually made St. Patrick competitive for a lot of teams, in less than a year. The following year would be the last year of St. Patrick, and his team would bring home a few more championships. I believe it was Sherry. At his side, the JV girls won, the JV softball girls won the championship. And he also coached JV boys basketball. Now he told me he actually won a championship, but I can't remember if he won a championship. But I know they were very competitive against teams like Elena. Yeah, and in fact, I know they were competitive, and I know he got notice of the same young assistant principal at Elena because he was actually, the team was very, very competitive. I remember the players that we actually had that year, Jamal Young, Maguire, All those guys, very good. Um, by the summer of that year, they were starting for the new school, the complex. And I applied for a public school job, and I encouraged him to do the same. Dean seemed conflicted. He knew by leaving, we would actually disrupt St. Patrick and we did. They lost the entire upper level staff. They would lose. Um, Dean did apply for public school job, however, and there was no guarantee where we would go. And many teachers were moving around, so we weren't sure where we would end up. But we did end up at complex. And Mr. Bialy was the principal. And I can remember the first day of orientation. I saw Dean and I were sitting by the office and we saw Mr. Bialy coming towards us. And all I could think about was, man, why Dean and my Lloyd protest that 27 to 3 games? Because, let me tell you the story. I wasn't there, but Mr. Malloy told me and Dean told me a little bit about it. It was a game, and it might have been sometime that year, that we played in a Christian, they were beating us really bad in JV softball. Really bad, 27 to 3. And Mr. Malloy showed up, and he said, hey, let me lay the boys in wearing uniform. We protest in this game. Of course, the young assistant principal was free. And so, when he was approaching us, he said, oh, we didn't jump now. But anyhow, Mr. Bialy approached us and said, Heywood and Heywood, right? And so yeah, he said, Heywood, use the next basketball, use our basketball coach. And when you think about it, this statement ushered in a whole new era in basketball in St. Croix, or perhaps the Virgin Islands. It would change everything in basketball. The new public school was a sea change as well. I mean, everything changed when we actually opened a new school. The funny thing about the complex was it created some strange loyalties because, we had this big staff at the complex. And here we are, starting from the beginning. And we have Central High now going to be a rivalry. And the strange thing was, most of us and our staff were graduates of Central High. So, we had to literally pull against our old our mater, Central High or our mater, right? And so, and Dean had to go through the same thing because in the 1980s, Dean was actually a superstar at Central High. So now he's coaching against Central High. So that was a strange time when we actually opened a complex. But we didn't pull against it. And Dean had to build a team from the ground up. To talk about it. Dean had to start from scratch. And his experience as in Patrick will come in handy. His experience in the summer coaching with Mr. Latta will come in handy. But one of the things that actually helped Dean had a lot of street credit. And I say this because, Dean came with a lot of experience in basketball. He was one of the best players in the Virgin Islands. And Dean is from Raleigh in the West. Right away, Dean got a lot of respect. But he still had to deal with what varsity basketball is in the Virgin Islands. And so he had to work on all these skills about clock, X and O's, whole basketball, the whole thing you do in basketball, Dean had to actually go on that. And the reason why I say that because it was, once you get into basketball in the Virgin Islands, everything is magnified. A little bit I've seen, everything is magnified kind of way. So one mistake to get people talking about it, right? And so, but they did it well. They did it very well. In fact, we know. I mean, we just talked about it. In 20 plus years being with our complex, Dean won a number of championships, 8 to 9 championships. Dean did very, very well there. And in fact, the big thing to me about what Dean did at complex is what you heard those young men talking about. Dean mentored those guys. Dean was a great mentor to those guys. And to me, that's the big thing. Dean turned a lot of young boys into good men. And A lot of them are testament to that community. You heard that there, Keegan went on to actually become a collegiate player. Clint went on to become a collegiate player, Catch Williams. A lot of guys went on to be collegiate players. Keegan went on to be a pro player. So Dean did all this stuff, influenced all these young people in the time he was at Complex. Did a really good job at Complex. One last thing. One day, shortly before Dean actually left Complex, a teacher said to me, Dean will feed that boy. So what are you talking about? He said, see that guy? He's a basketball player. Dean will feed him. Dean will feed him. What do you mean by that? Dean will buy him food every day and give him a plate to take home. And Dean, I didn't talk up to Dean about this. I'm just telling this story that she told me. I said, Dean will feed this guy? He said, yeah, this guy family is struggling. Dean will buy this guy a plate of food every day and he wants to take home. I said, that sounds so much like Dean. Because if you ever travel with Dean, you know how generous Dean is. Every year after Complex end, Dean and I used to go to Brady's to eat. I don't think I ever paid for pickup. And I would back Dean and said, Dean, let me pay one time. Man. But Dean would never let me pay. That's how generous Dean is. Dean is a pretty generous guy. Dean loved young people. Dean would look out for young people. So I wasn't even perplexed by what she said that Dean feeding this guy. I almost automatically knew it was probably true because that's who Dean is. Dean is not going to look at someone actually struggling like that, a young guy, and I have these testimony to tell you that. And so, I just want to wish Dean well. A lot of good things at Complex. And I could get into the lunch league thing, but I didn't because they talked about it in such a eloquent way, in such an eloquent way. But the lunch league was really a big deal for a lot of young people because the students talked to me too. They loved that. And then keeping the school quiet and calm, all that stuff was really important. But I just want to wish Dean well. I wish Dean would, he told me the other day, Ron, I don't think I'm going to coach much anymore. I don't think I'm going to coach again. And I was a little bit disappointed because, Dean had developed into a really good coach in the territory. And, I'm glad he's actually pushing Keegan forward. I'm glad he's pushing some other young people forward. But I'm so proud to see, even on a national level, the guy Kent Williams and Dean actually doing so well. That's the kind of thing Dean actually brings to the table. And I think people wouldn't even, this guy don't even brag about himself, man. He's not a brag, he's not a guy who brags about himself. He's a guy who just go out and do it. That's what I like about Dean. That's what makes Dean so effective. So I want to wish Dean well. I want to say to Mr. Kevin Shepard and his sister who put this together, thanks for doing this with Dean, man, because Dean really deserves it.
What's up, great speech. We just got some history and some gems there, right? Buju, we know about that? St. Patrick? No, we didn't know, I don't know about that. We got some gems, but we didn't know about that. So well done. All right, as we move on, one of our best players from Complex when the school started, Stephen Hatch, was supposed to be here. Unfortunately, he missed his flight, but he has a video, right? He sent in a video?
Yeah.
All right, let's see again now. You need the mic?
Leave it to Steven to be fashionably late.
Good evening, Mr. Dean Mark Heywood. I just want to start off by congratulating you for you receiving this honor, celebrating your contribution to being a coach, a role model, a big brother, a father figure, everything that a young man in his life as far as guidance goes, for years before we met, watching you play in my league and just the demeanor, the dominance that you displayed on the court. You brought that leadership to being a coach of Complex, and it was an honor playing for you. The 2 years I was at Complex, the first 2 years that Complex opened up, I don't think any other year after that could top that. I know other people would say it's the best year, but for sure, rightfully so for them. But for sure, those first 2 years was special, because it was the first 2 years. And I remember learning. I remember it like yesterday. Us on the plane coming back from a basketball trip that we took to California, and we sat next to each other on the plane. And this is like the first time we ever sit down and had a conversation. And I just remember that's where I learned that you was going to be the coach, and you always from day one you always told me you would be my team to lead it. And even though I don't ever look at a team as my team, you know what I'm saying? But you always from day one you always let me know the team would be mine to lead, and you held no punches when you were coaching. You told me, let me have it when I was doing right. Let me know when I was doing things good, and put all your trust in me and controlling the team. So I really appreciate you for that, and your trust, and giving me that guidance to how to control a team and run a basketball show. Sorry, I'm not there just to celebrate this occasion with you tonight. I'm literally stuck at the airport, trying to make it. Miss my flight this morning due to some complication with my COVID testing, and I had to redo it. But I'm on my way, and hopefully, I could make it in time to catch a little bit of the celebration. But if not, I'll catch up with you tomorrow. But I just want to take this time to say thank you, much love, and just keep being you, man. And I know you still got more to give, and more things to do. So just maybe hopefully I could be a part of some of those things. So congratulations, and always Barra Blue, Barra Nation, Barra for life, everything Barra. Good night.
All right, Beanie, that was definitely one of the greatest players ever touch a ball that played for Complex and Central. We gotta give it love to Central before he gave to Complex. And I definitely hope he was here to give his speech, but that was well done. So we'll move on to probably one of the greatest players ever touched the ball to the greatest female who ever touched the ball. So what a segue that is. Stephanie Tidy Williams, thank you, Williams. What a segue. I should be hosted, huh?
Good night, good night, good night, good night. I want to thank everyone for coming out to be a part of this celebration with Dean Big Mac Heywood. For those of you that may not know, I know this family for decades. Oh my goodness, some of you weren't even born yet. That's how far we have gone back. And I would be remiss if I just didn't make mention to Mom, Sandra, and all the family members that are here. One time they're here, that was my favorite. That's my girl. Benicia is my goddaughter. That's my oldest godchild. And when I met Juanita, and I'll get back to you because this is all about you. It was through that friendship that I had with her because she too, this is a family of ballers. If you know the Heywood family, you have to know this is probably the best family in terms of basketball to come up on the island of St. Croix. And through meeting Juanita, I was a senior, she was a freshman. And I don't know, you probably remember the Vaughan and Scipio tournament, those tournaments? Juanita came up and she was a big ball. As a freshman, she made that cut for us to be able to travel to St. Thomas. She made the team with us. But through that, I was able to meet this family. And I was able to visit Safarali Housing Community and just be a part of this family. And if you know basketball, you have to know this is the first family of basketball. And Dean was much younger then, but if you know Rubio, oh my goodness. If we had recruits and scouts and people like that here, he'd probably be a multi-millionaire playing basketball in the States because this is how good, great players that we had that probably didn't get the recognition that was deserved to them. Maybe to include myself. I'll just throw myself in there too. Okay? Throw myself in there too. But we're here to speak about Dean. And for those of us that know him when he arrived at the complex to be the gym teacher, you have to get to know him from when he was a student at Central High School. He was one of the best big men that I had ever seen. And and what was so amazing about Dean's game was for a big guy, I don't know if those of you remember when he shot his jump shot, he had like a double clutch to his shot. I don't know if anybody remember that. Those of us that had the opportunity to watch him play. He was a great player, a great teammate, a great brother, a great coach. And I have to go back a little further with Mandem now. Mandem, they're the legends. I gotta give to them, they're the legends. But the biggest legend at Mandem was Sandra Heywood. Because when you came to the gym, she had to let you know what's going on with this game here. She stopped to the referee. You see that call, son? You see that call? Don't let me come back over here next year. Let's go. Let's go. And these were some of the exciting things. Listen, my league back in them days was great. And just knowing that when you come to the gym and man them play, you gonna get your $2 worth because I think it was $2 to go to a game back then. You gonna get your two or your three. You're gonna say you should have paid $10 and done because the excitement it was just awesome. And when it came to our little brother being in the game, oh lad, you better make the right call because they're gonna got problems. They're gonna got problems, but those were fun days. Excellent days that I wish that we could bring them back again because it was the things that shaped us here in the territory when it came to the sport of basketball. But I gotta get to Mr. Heywood now. I can remember because it was always Central and Complex. We were the rivals all the time. And it always made out for exciting, excellent game whenever it came down to championship time. Right? Right, Principal? Right, Senator? Because he was up there, bad call. But it was all in good taste. And one thing I will never ever forget is that I had the opportunity to be an assistant coach at the educational complex under the leadership of Cord Daly, who was the principal at the time. So I had the opportunity of just working very closely with the coaches, with the players, with the students. And one thing that I would be remiss if I didn't say is that Dean Heywood, he had the attention of his players. I mean, I could not even say it as eloquently as all of the players that videotaped something here about Mr. Heywood. Because he was always fair. He was always firm. And when it came to our students, they were all of our students. Complex boys were our boys. Central boys were their boys. I could come to Mr. Heywood and I said, Dean, come, I want to tell you something. Blah, 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 blah. He'll go over there in his own way, and he'll go and deal with the player or the student that might be out of order. And it had nothing to do with whether this kid went to the complex or he went to Central High School. That is the character that Mr. Heywood have and had. I had the opportunity of, I don't know what got me over there to John H. Woodson, where I ran into you one time. And I said, well, what are you doing here? And you told me that you were transferred. So I said, what? That's exactly what I said. I said, what? They don't realize what they did when they moved you. They don't realize the impact that you had on hundreds of kids that came through the school, and they all weren't basketball players. Some of them, the majority of them, were students that came to the lunch leagues, that came on Sundays, that came, and we know children, all of us know children. Most kids, if they see an adult that is always making a whole heap of noise, or they don't, or not saying the things they want to hear, they don't come around. Well, Mr. Heywood was going to tell you the things you needed to hear, the things you don't want to hear, because it just has to be said. And this recognition here today for you, and I don't need to say very much because it's been said, that you are so deserving of this celebration here that I sometimes don't know what we're going to do when we no longer have people like you. It's sad. It's really sad. And a lot of times we as adults, when we get to the position that we no longer care to give advice to a child or to even to chastise them, because that's what we did. We chastised them, but they knew how to receive it because we meant well. But right now we have a generation of young people that just don't want the guidance. They don't want it, but we can't stop giving it to them, because when we give up, it's going to be over. It's going to be over. So Dean, no matter where you are, no matter what school, and like I told you when I met you at Woodson, I said, well, this move have to have been a better move, because you get a chance to catch them when they come to junior high school at 11 and 12, and you molding them for when they get to the complex, because you and I know in this era, by the time they get to the complex, they out of order, you can't reach them. You can't reach them. So every disappointment, we have to look at it as a blessing. As a blessing. And I know that no matter where you are, sometimes you got moved and you might be a little disappointed, but you could never change the person that you are, no matter where they put you. Because you're going to go there, you're going to tell them what they're doing wrong, you're going to give them the correct advice, because that's just who you are. So I'm happy to be here, Karen. Richie, step out. Someone said earlier that, I think it was Senator, that she's a great organizer. She didn't let me miss tonight because she sent me a messenger message, a messenger message, a messenger message. Make sure you come. Don't be late. Reach 5:50. I said, okay, I came 5:30. I came early. And I waited in my car outside with Mr. Mao. But I came on time because I was given instructions, and I didn't want to be late for your event, Dean. I didn't want to. I love you. I love this entire family here. I love Ayo. I love Ayo. And Sherry, I love you more. Because Sherry used to say, Whitey. You're not around here, no. You're not around here, no. But you could bet your last dollar that she's gonna be right there by his side. And you mentored so many young men, Dean, and there's no way in the world that you could have given birth to all of them, because it's so many. But you have given to them the same guidance and the same leadership that you would have given to them even if they were your natural born children. And I could see the love. A couple of them even came close to this. I was just shocked that some of these young men that I saw, they really spoke from the bottom of their heart when it came to you. And it speaks volumes to what you have given to them. And they have shown their appreciation. And it's a job well done. Job well done. Thank you. Thanks everybody for coming out. And I love you, man. I love all of you.
Yes, sir. Bless up. A little quick little story. I must say, when you went by you talk about man lead, I played with man them like once later on in my career, right? But I remember the first time I went man lead and I saw Sanja. I must say, every time man them play, you always used to hear. "Roo, roo, roo." I say, wait, you gotta be a cute dog to be a come here, pledge go you okay. I thought that was funny, man. Such a big up for that one. I love that one. Anyway, let me segue to Coach Bao, man, and also I must say this about Coach Bao because man, he's special to me also, along with Coach Dean Heywood, and he should also be honored because he has put in even more time with a lot of young people in the Virgin Islands. Even with myself going to complex, I literally played one-on-one with him for a whole summer in Central. And he was actually the Central High School coach, coaching me to come back and pretty much beat his team. So that show a level of love with him, and I have so much respect for him also. And Coach Bao, come on, bless us up and give him a round of applause.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, family. No, this time here, this Barra thing really is the mouth. I mean, you, then Miller, I mean, that Miller first, yeah. I don't think any school does this. And that's a great attribute. You know what I mean? I'm speaking from the rival, the antithesis, and I'm looking at these guys and I'm like, I mean, this is how it's supposed to be. So whatever you did, that's that one statement about Bogus and said about his son, that's all you need. That one statement is about the same thing that he learned from you and he got to transfer to his kid. I'm straight with that. You did your job. So from my side, with the rival side, and rival, you rival and you get a little contention and so forth. But one thing rivalry brings is respect. Understand? So, Dean, we battle, back and forth. Sometimes we're on the same side too. When we going, everybody, when we playing across the water. And then we unite. We united then. But the respect, you always had that respect from us. And I could speak for the other coaches who, coach against you on the other side. That respect is key. You hear me? Humility. I've seen you exhibit. I remember when I got here, when we got here with St. Patrick's, as Ronald said. And God, you see now things come to light. Ronald, I didn't know it was such a quick decision. I thought you went to an interview session or to coach come to the new school. Ronald, you just disclose something with you at the moment there, when you coach my team. That's what it was called. That was a good one. Because,
He had the number one TV team. And my team was in Patrick through them.
Right, I get the whole lot.
One went down, he wasn't to the game.
Right.
He wanted to know how that happened. And it was having people like 2 years.
Yes.
And then St. Patrick's came and beat them.
Well, look at that. You auditioned for complex before. you auditioned for complex. But no, remarkable job. I look at these players and yours. I mean, the few times we won, but I thought you're right with Sherry because I remember sitting at Sherry telling me about the last, this thing tonight gonna be rough. I said, sorry, Sherry. We got over this one. You'll have to go a rough one tonight. But no, it was you just. I mean, I don't think it could be anybody else, including myself, that could have done a better job at complex. I mean, when you look at it, the numbers and not only the wins though, but just I just tell you this, Mr. Barra, you're the brainchild. And we have Miller and everybody, but the spirit and the pulse of Barra Nation, right there. That's like the pulse of Barra Nation. That set the tone, throughout. I mean, even the little, like Spidey said in Woodson, I hear them kids and and he said, look, we're doing it again, wherever you go. But it's just amazing. And then I watched Coach K retirement, and I just came to my mind. I said the same thing with you. What he said, part of being a great coach or being having a great success is knowing how to channel the next guy, not to be out stuck up with nobody and be like me. I'm gonna give the opportunity. And people sit up back, like, oh, okay, we sit Dean, you sit there and he did it too now. Don't mess up, because you won't hear from me. But Tika gonna just pass you, but you go down there to the end and Dean gonna give you. But just to see that transition, it was really beautiful. I mean, it's really like a kind of poetic thing that look at this, his player, one of his star players, given the opportunity. And I know Dean watching him from afar, because we done the older level, and he said, yeah, I want back Tegan, and Tegan know he has, backing up his coach, which you never see that. You coaching, your mentor. I mean, you coaching and your mentor right there, right next to you. And I thought that was very beautiful. So, I mean, Dean, I just can't say how much deserving this is, with the respect that I tell you that I have for you, and I know that other my colleagues that compete against you have also for you. And they wish you all the best. So, congrats.
Bless up, Coach Bow, man. You are deserving as well, trust me. So you're right there with him. All right, so every team you always have somebody who have to check up the grades, then make sure everybody can take the check. Know who playing and who ain't playing. So for sure, we always have to check up on some of our boys them, and so Randy come up and give us a speech and a couple of stories about it. Give her a round of applause.
That is so wrong. I know I'm short. It's okay. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. What can I say about this man? Wow. I've known this man for 25 years. That's a long time. Yep. I remember the first time I saw him, I was like, wow. And I remember the first time I stood next to him, I was like, wow. What I remember most about him is he's so big, but his heart is bigger. His spirit is so infectious. I saw him and I saw how he was with his players. And Tian is an example. This is a product. This is what he does. He makes boys into men. I remember Tegan playing, and when I saw him after so many years, I was like, "That's a good product. That's what you do." And I remember him always being with Heywood. Every time he would come home, all the players, that's the first thing they would do. They would make sure. Complex is one school that everybody, I don't know about now, but I had to throw that out there. But from the time Complex opened, that's the one school that people always come back to. The alumni always come back because they feel like it's home. And the one thing that a home has is heart. And Dean is the heart. What I missed when I found out he was moving, that hurt my heart. And I remember saying to him, well, I ain't gonna get the hugs no more.
Because every morning, that's the first thing we did when we come in to sign in. You know, I smelled him before I saw him. Because if you know him, you know he go bathe in the cologne. And I always used to make sure that I get my hug so that for the rest of the day, I smell it like Coach Heywood. And once I ended up getting a fiance, I had to say I'm gonna still get my hugs, and I'm sorry, baby, but you know I still need to get my hugs because yeah, that's what we do. And what when I found out that he was moving, there were two things I thought about. One, that I ain't gonna see him every day anymore, but I gonna still be able to talk to him, but I ain't gonna see him every day anymore. And then I started thinking about the fact that those boys ain't gonna have the kind of mentor that they need anymore. Because he is a mentor. Because the worst of the worst boys, when it came to him, they ain't had nothing to say. They would mumble after they walk away. They make sure they far away because they don't want him to hear them mumbling. And I remember getting cursed many times because yes, I was the great checker. And I remember that the boys would come to me, but what you had to tell me that my grades wasn't good though, but I want to play. And I was like, do you see it? I can't tell him I can't give you the grades. That's what I do. Because the first thing he would always say is, let me know if they can play. Because if they ain't doing well in school, they can't play ball. I don't care how good they are. And I saw many a boy sit on a bench and they fuss and they cry and they were the best player. And he would take a loss just to prove to them that it is not about basketball. He was trying to make them a well-rounded person. And that is why I love being here. So, Dean, I love you. And I am happy to be here to share this moment with you. God bless.
Beautiful, beautiful. Loving it, loving it. Just love all the loving here tonight. Quick announcement, real quick. If you guys want to go get some dessert, you can go get some dessert. One at a time, though. We can open up the mic if you guys have anything to say. I just we keep it short, and because we want the man of the hour to speak as well. But the mic is open if you would like to say anything. And you'll be hard. Bring it in. What do you say? Would you? He said. But the mic is open.
Would you go first?
Yes. Want me to bring you the mic?
Yeah, Naibo say something.
Oh, yeah, Naibo come true. And then carry it to them. Yeah, I was more watching the camera because remember we streaming live. So you might have to come in fun. Might.
Yes.
This is Naibo.
Good night. Real quick story. My story. My Heywood, my Dean, my Mac Heywood story. Started when I was about 8 years old. I think my aunt, Heidi Williams, and my uncle, Shaky Craig Williams, took me to Carrot Camp. And everybody could say it. Mr. Riley said it. Very gigantic, very big man. It's standing in the gym with a bunch of actual legends. I won't mention most. They're gone today. Rest in peace. The job is. I'll mention those names and so on. So, God, I could go on, but it was filled with some of the best minds and talent of basketball on the island at the time, sports period. And through him being, I guess I was a counselor. Yeah, he was a counselor at the time playing ball. There was a thing called the governor's team. I picked up the basketball after playing a lot of baseball with my brother McKeel and stuff down in the West with that same St. Patrick team that Mr. Heywood talked about and who Heywood helped and Sherry helped and everything developed. I wasn't on his radar at that time. I won't say that. It was, I think I was like 12 years old, 13 years old. I was playing in probably that same league that Mama was talking about in Suffer Raleigh. And Young, who he knew, Jamal, said, man, here what you gotta see. Heywood, you gotta see my key little brother, you gotta see. He's like, yeah, I know. He came to a game, I think we were playing against Zoro in Sufferelli against, the rally team who was like Harrigan and so on and so forth. And I think that was one of the first times he actually witnessed me rise up for a ball to the hoop the real way, like my little body went up and pulled it right down. And from that day forward, I think I was on the radar then. He pretty much like scooped me up in his big old arms in a way that, just with his words and the way he dealt with me, and he's like, yeah, you gonna come, you gonna play with me, this is it. And I think pretty much since that day, I played with man them in that same league, young. I ain't supposed to even be there, but I'm there. Boys, then we went all the way up to, well, that's a whole nother squad. I mean, that's done forward some more. But since that time, that this man has been somebody that I looked up to, somebody that always keep me pushing, and that's why Mr. Hops could say that those teams, especially that team, is the best team. Don't worry, Tegan, it's okay. We were untouched. But you ain't got nothing to say that. Untouched by anybody, just behind the will and the pressure from actually two people. Because I'll say this and I digress. The mention of people being on academic probation, that term is bestowed on two people, and two people in here, myself and Mr. Karen Jackson. I think we lost that tournament. And that same speech, Mr. Ray, like, well, you gotta keep the man that grief. That right up in me and him. And she's like, you see? So it's like, yeah, but hold on, we got to on him. Nah, but what had to do, she had to do her due diligence. Mr. VLA was a strict, he came right to me and was like, why is this my grade? Why is it like this? What we could do to help you? What we need to get you to going? And it's the push from these kind of men and the kind of people and the principal and the thing that they did helped us and helped me and helped that guy right there who's probably gonna come up here too, because if he can have anything to do with it, he'll bring everybody up. But that guy to push and to really bounce back, and to be honest, ever since that day, I ain't think I ever seen a D. I ain't never seen a D again. I played straight through and Bo, I'm sorry, I gotta do it to you one more thing. We start over sexual. But to be honest, Heywood, I probably never said this to your face, but it's 30 years now. Because it's like 8, 9 years, I'm getting up there. It's 30 years now. A lot of them saying 25, but it's been that long since your name, your presence has been in my life. And to be honest, we a bunch of championship winning. Hey, Michelle, we win a lot, yeah. Hey, Mark, hey, love alone, for real. You've been a big dude, but hey, I got a bunch of chips, a lot of lessons, and a lot of love for this fun all the time. Love you, baby.
That's love, man. That's love. Yeah, Taco, I know I had a good team, but I don't think you guys wanted the best for that 95, 96 team. That team was no joke. I mean, you know the truth. You know we retired at school in Mana, right? Sorry, buddy, I got to this real quick. Mana play, you guys. We had them at 96 to 3 halftime. They quit. Oh, okay. You guys, all right. Yeah.
He's standing down.
Mana literally quit with you. He ain't about man. I got it, don't go no more. I guess we got it.
Good evening, everyone. We came in from St. Thomas, me and my daughter. I wouldn't have this no other with you. I mean, working at the Hurricane before I started athletics, it was like I met you through that, but you've been family through Mac, and you are the definition of an awesome coach. We need those like you more to show them the fundamentals. When I got into the division of sports and athletics, and I like, Dean, you need to have 12 people traveling. Why you have 8? Funny the great. But that don't make sense. But just look back over it. Nobody the great. So to be honest with you, he has always been a disciplinarian. He has been a role model. And I really wish you could have more of you. Senator Bailey, I would pray that they could bring back a lot more stuff. I'm just the little ants in education, but I'm not here representing education. I'm representing my big brother, my family. I love the Heywood family. Sherry, you know how I feel about you. But I just want you to continue to go with the blessings. We have Tegan. I know I could still count on you because once we put coaches to coaches program together, people like you we need to bring back. So once again, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you, I appreciate you, and we love you.
Well said, Bon. Taco, what you say? Come true, man. You know you gotta say something to coach. You really thought your team was better than my team, Taco?
Yeah.
If I could take back, I think I taught you.
Good evening, everyone. My story is a little more on the basketball. Coming back, second back to me. Coming up, he didn't go through the math. When I first met Matt, it was kind of intimidating because he looked at me and he told me, he says, "You don't come on my team. You need to learn to play basketball, not just what Tegan taught you." The rest is history. In my mat all the time. Every time I come down here, the first house I go to is mat. Then we all talk about my parties. You know what I mean? Going on the basketball team, traveling all over. It's just been incredible for me. I've learned a lot. I can remember one story with me doing some crazy stuff. I won't go into it. Ended up in PLA office and starting about kicking me out of school. Bob came and fend for me, put me straight, and actually helped me in life. Heywood actually, guided me the right way, put me to college, become the man I am today. So I just want to thank you. I appreciate it. Much love.
Well done, man. Well done, Taco. Well done. No, would you ain't get your hand yet at the top? What do you say? Okay. All right. Yeah, come true. Coming up.
So good night, everybody. For those of you who don't know, that's my father. If you know, you know. If you see Heywood, I probably tagging along right behind you. I met Heywood through Sherry, even though he's kind of sort of my favorite. So but I'll just aside, Heywood is literally like my second father. When I went to complex, everybody knows, like Mr. Bialy said, I lived in the gym, especially after I moved my mother, Miss Hannah. So after she moved, every lunchtime I am in the gym in my corner. Everybody knows that there's this one feature and you can't sit there because it's mine. And if you sit there, I go into my father, I'm telling him that you have to move. And of course, he will tell them that they have to move. I remember days when Sherry would text me and she would be like, "Hey, what ain't coming to school today?" And I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "He's taking the day off." I'm like, "He's not allowed to because what am I supposed to do today? I don't like people making me go up to the top by the lockers and it's meant to be the longest lunchtime ever." Heywood, thank you for every single thing that you have ever done for me, whether it's just a phone call, when I'm to school, just telling me, I can always need to come home, make sure you come to the school. I could call a Heywood phone, 8 o'clock at night. "Hey, what are you coming for some juice?" And by 9 o'clock the next morning, my phone ringing, pass by the house, they have something for you. And I guarantee you, I have 2 gallons of passion fruit juice at the fruit punch waiting for me. Sure, you don't like it that much, but it's okay because she has food right next to the juice too. So I don't know what to do. But regardless, Heywood is literally a gentle giant. Everybody that asked me, how are you? And he was so close, like it was so rough. I'm like, please don't mind the hype. Like Heywood is only loud when he needs to be loud. He's loud when he needs to, encourage you or if it's something going on that he doesn't like. But other than that, this is one of the most loving, humble, caring people that I have ever met. And I honestly don't know what I would do without him. So congratulations, Heywood. I know everybody was mad when you left Complex, but I was one of the happiest people because he came to Wilson with me. So just throwing it out there, but congratulations. Basketball at Complex will never be the same, and as always, it's Paranation forever. I love you.
Bless up, man. That was beautiful. Great job. Anybody else? All right, so I'm gonna go, and I can stay too long because I feel a lot has been said today that touch everything, pretty much all that we know about Heywood. So I'm just gonna just give you one thing about Heywood, and a lot of the times we talk about love, and I ain't really Kevin Samuel, right? You know, right, Buju, you know the Kevin Samuel. I'm trying to find the $100 million man. We ain't talking about that right now. That went over the older people's heads, but the younger people know. But Heywood is the true definition of the word love. And when I see young people, especially young men, because we are one who don't really express that word much. Okay, we gotta really love you for we to say. Like it has to come from the heart. Every video you see tonight, you know what I'm saying? Those guys, they didn't have to write anything down. It came straight out. Because we all know we love this man. And how we got to that point, we know number one, he cared. For we to respect you as young man, we gotta know that you care. And Dean will do anything. Just like Mr. Heywood said, man, he was buying people food. I have seen him done that many times. Buy food, buy clothes, buy deodorant, go pick guys up with his own money, give sneakers. He truly cared. Go and check up on your classroom, make sure you're in class. That's somebody who cared. He didn't want nothing from us. He didn't have to do that. But he was willing to go the extra mile. So that will strike in any of the young people that had, especially the men, because we know he cared. Second thing about him, he was always consistent. Yeah, I was one of his best players, but you know what? If I do something wrong, you go, hey, that man, get on that line, my son. You think this shall be. And if you ain't gonna do my lines, them should have done it. And if I'm the best player on the team, what do you think he's gonna do to one of the guys who are not at that level with me? He was consistent. Not because you felt you were the best player, you think you were gonna get away with something as long as you're doing something wrong. He never believed in that. And that makes us respect him even more because we realize he was genuine. Okay? Third thing, man, you cannot find a more supportive man than Coach Heywood. I remember I struggled in college. You know, Coach Ball came up one day and we were playing Florida State, man. I was warming up like hell and we thought I was gonna play because I was like the boys them come to watch me. I didn't even play 10 seconds in the game, so and I was crushed. Man, I just leave St. Croix thinking I the nicest thing but you. And I couldn't play a minute. And all these man from the BI came and coach, they played me a minute. I was just crushed. And I could always pick up the phone and say, man, coach, I didn't think this man like me, son. I think I could quit. I transfer. If he was anybody else, he would have said, man, look, you're right, come home, do blah, blah. You stick it out. You fight. And you earn that man respect. supportive. And if he didn't give me those words, man, you know where I would have been. It's crazy. Because when you're looking to really quit, because how do we get to that point? If someone agree with you, it's easy to quit. But when someone say, man, don't give up, man, you can do it. I mean, look, I went to being one of the best players in JU history and became a professional player. All because of one word, fight. And he had that spirit with all of us. And last thing, man, when you talk about selflessness, I mean, he's the definition why I do what I do today. Because, dude, I appreciate you so much. I remember when I was a professional, it was worse. I used to come home and I say, man, Heywood, I need to go to the gym, son. I say, look at the time. He says, this is 9:30 in the night. I say, I need to get some shots up. And he will leave Sherry. I mean, I didn't know what they were doing. I'm sorry. And he will come to complex and pass ball to me for an hour and a half. Until one day, Bailey said, man, just get Tegan a key. Because I was just that determined at my game and my craft. But the fact that he would leave just to come there, that's an amazing sacrifice. And even when I came back, and I was like, hey, but I just wanted to help some of the guys them out. And he came on and said, man, I want you to coach the team. Those things are rare. That takes a level of humbleness within you, you know. And when I see something like that, I said, man, I gotta continue that tradition. Because if somebody didn't do it for me and make that sacrifice for me without wanting nothing, this is one man don't want nothing. He doesn't want nothing from none of us. So the only way I could try to pay him back, when I used to go to the store and buy Jordans, you still got it? I used to just buy him Jordans. We got 50 pair of Jordans. I used to just sell him shoes. Because I know he likes shoes. But he doesn't want nothing from you but to see you succeed. And those are the definition of love. Somebody who you know will always have your back. And even today, he's a great part of my family. I remember Kelly as she was in second grade, oh God. And she, Dean used to take care of her, watch her and stuff. And one of the teacher gave her a wrong grade and he jumped in his car, went to free will to correct the teacher. I had to say, hey, Leah, go and get him here because this man about to crush a free will teacher. But that's just the determination, dedication that he had. And I can say from the bottom of my heart, you don't have to birth a child to be a father. And he is the living proof of that. And he's not only father to all the Barracudas boys, but he's also a father to me. And Dean, man, I love you 1,000,000%. 1,000,000. I just want to say this is far overdue. Come up to the mic, say a couple words. Please don't cry, because I go run to the back. I ain't want to cry back. Keep it good. But man, you, and just like I say, Coach Bao, I have the same feeling for you as well. Hopefully your day will come because, man, you mean a lot to me as well. But Coach, come up and give a few words to your family and friends and know that we appreciate you. Give them a round of applause.
Good night, good night.
Right?
All right, I just want to thank everybody for coming out. All my players, the guys that you saw here on the screen, a lot of respect to them. Thank to them, my principal, Mr. Bailey, that gave me that chance to start this journey at the high school level. Bow, my rival, my partner, lot of battles, man, lead everything. But I always admire Bow. I was watching him when he was playing in the professional league in Puerto Rico. I always wanted to be like him. He was somebody that I was looking at playing. Wanted to kind of
turn my game somewhat like how Paul used to play that tenacious pressure and always going hard and stuff like that. I admire that. So these guys who was before me, Paul and Ranche, Dibango, couple of those guys were like the blueprint for somebody like me that I had a chance to see them play and then kind of pattern my game, take a little bit from Paul and a little bit from Dibango, and then put it all into my game. But the support I'm getting here is overwhelming. I have my daughter Renia, of course, he mentioned that. Miss Felix, always there for me, coming to all the basketball game, high school, man league. My sister, my mother, all of them catch me tonight. Set me up tonight. And Carrie, big sister, money, Bonnie, my boy Buju Taco, Poiri. I admire Poiri game. By the time I saw her play, and I was saying, why did the WNBA came along when she was playing?
Oh my God.
She'd have definitely been the number one pick. I'll tell you, straight on the 49ers, the number one pick for the WNBA would have been Stephanie. Big time player, man, big time. My boy Ran, we tell you it. You didn't tell them about Barbados trip. What's in Miami, so you had leave St. Patrick's and a spring break. Go to Barbados. Got to Barbados in the custom. The custom there, so he will show him his ID, his passport. He went by easily. When I came to him, took out my passport, watch it, watch me, we talk, watch it, watch me, we talk. He did that about 10 times. Somebody say, you will ask him, what's the problem? He say, yo, partner here, look like a drug dealer. So, Mr. Heywood was like, this our person coming to Barbados, how we gonna look like a drug dealer? He said he got an identical name, like all them guys who run drugs in Barbados. So when I got back home, I had to go to my grandmother and ask her, Granny, where the family was started, she tell me Barbados. At the time I went to the hotel, I went into the phone book, and I look, I get 3 pages of Heywood. I never knew that. Then me and Mr. Heywood were talking that we got to look up the family history and stuff like that. But Mr. Heywood took me down there. We went together. Of course, he's like a journeyman. He just go to any place, drive at any place. I was like, you know, we gonna drive down. He said, don't worry. If we get last week, somebody will help me. Just like that. So, hey, I had a wonderful time running with me from St. Patrick's all the way to real good friend. Advised me on a lot of stuff, guide me, and a lot of stuff. Real good partner. So, thanks for coming, Ran. My job is already Shadi had my back from the time I came to complex. Always looking up the grades, keep me on point with it. And a big part of what we did to complex with the basketball program, she's a big part of that journey. Big part. It wasn't for her and bringing all those grades and keeping me up with those grades, a lot of these guys wouldn't have been like graduating like that. But I had to be on them, and she helped me a lot with that. Thanks so much for that. Remember my player back there, Kareem Jackson, he had to sign a contract with Mr. Bailey. Mr. Bailey was about to put him out of school. And I vouched for that contract. And Taco vouched that he would keep it up till he graduate, which he did. Never step up a line after that. Excellent young man, Kareem Jackson. Of course, Naibo, excellent player. We had our first game in St. Thomas when we met Idora Kenka. They were always beating us. So we we end up having a game with St. Joseph, our rival over here. And St. Joseph became our rival due to me having they know that at Complex I could have had an A and B team. I ended up cutting one of the best JV player ever, called Bud Victor. And he ended up going St. Joseph, became our biggest rival. He and Mumba going at it. So when I found out that after that year, it was an A and B team every year after that. But Codbot became our rival. We met them the first round in the tournament in Idoroken. And Heywood and those guys was ready for them guys. We played Codbot at Baksa 1. And every time we think he get tired, for a freshman and he. Yeah, so we had a lot of people to try him. So when we got into the airport, a guy from St. Thomas been to the airport and he was like, when we came in, he was like, which team are you guys? St. Joseph or Complex? He said Complex. He said, which one are you coffee? I said, well, I don't know about coffee, but I have a bomba. I have a bomba here. He said, well, I got my money at St. Joseph. I said, well, I guess you will be paying a lot of money. So when we got to the game now, the first game of the tournament, we got to the game. We played St. Joseph. The guy was for the game who said he get only better than St. Joseph. He said, yeah, well, St. Joseph gonna beat this team. So when the game started, 5 minutes into the game, he noticed we have St. Joseph's like 12-2. And we played Victor Baksa 1. He come by the bench, he said, Coach, then a bullshit defense you play. I bet my money to see a good game. This is no game. He said, I tell you, I always bet at Barra. By halftime, he left the gym. He said, and I don't lose my money. Yeah, so I never made a mistake again because I felt that Concord would have, if Concord was an our team, if I didn't start creating that B team that year, Complex would have been dominated basketball for so many years. And Concord was dominant as a JV player. Very good young man, he came back. He even alongside Tegan. And Tegan made that promise to me before he graduated that he'd come back and help me, which he did. He kept his promise, he came back. And I think it was time for me to pass on the team to him. That he got played at a higher level and he went professional. And I end up learning a lot from him. So, you know, and decided at practice, at time, and getting to see how he saw detail about the game and teaching these guys the right way and things that was taught at a professional level. Was giving them guys that lesson, and I telling them, you better take advantage of this young man because when I was playing, we had no professional players coming back to help me or willing to teach me. I say I get it time and get passion for it. I tell you, today, this is the best guy. If you want to learn basketball, this is the best guy here to have. And you'll be. At the time, and once you dedicate it like that, he will put in the time with you. Like he said, I did it for him, so he wanted to pass that on. And I love the Barra family. I mean, I'm a Central alumni, but Barra is my school. Yeah, Barra is my school. My point guard over there, Mr. O'Keefe, came to Complex so advanced. I wanted him to play on the B team. And he let me know, Coach, I'm ready for varsity. Me want to B team. So when I had him playing with them guys and I see how he handled them, I mean, he was ready, came in ready, a very good point guard, very heads up player. He also was instrumental in coming to the game after he finished school, come back, help me train the guys behind the track and everything. He was there instrumental in that too. Very good young man. So I'm glad that All these guys were part of my journey. Like I told them on Mumba podcast, I would never trade my boys for anybody. I'll do it all over again. On the same boys, same school, same principal, everything. Yes, sir. Like Piney was saying, you got a lot of people you won't have like principal like Bailey no more. And the school them or the direction the school them going to, it need that, really need that. These guys are one of a kind leader for school. Yeah, leader all over. Mr. Bailey was there supporting the team. And like Mr. Heywood was saying, in the earlier days when I saw him, the biggest cheerleader for his team at Elena Christian, I said, yes, this guy, he's well rounded into everything. That's good. So I just want to thank you guys. I got a child over there, Kalia. She know I come into school to represent you for sure. Yeah.
Amen.
Teacher got to get that right. If she right, I come in. I come in. That's make you all in. Mommy, Sherry, love you. Thank you for holding me down for 20-something years. Like my MVP. Yeah. Thank you. My partner here, Mr. Buju. Big time. I know a lot of you guys see him like a DJ. Wonderful young man. Big time basketball player for Complex. All you guys see him as a DJ, but big time basketball player, instrumental in the first championship that we won. And of course, Pang in there, he was Pang. Stephen Hatch was the one that threw us on the map. When we win our first championship, the team take off and build. That was it. Championship after championship was coming. We're number one team for a long time. That time for coming through. You know, you my boy too. Yes. Sarah, thank you. Bonnie. And Data, thank you for coming through. Your family. One thing with Barra, like Keegan said, each one teach one. He's one big family. Love all of you. Thank you.
All right, I think we're supposed to got a toast for everybody. Glass gun, drink off all the people up beside that. So I don't really know who toasted. Nobody. I want to say thanks to my sis. Really, you did an excellent job. Give her a round of applause. Yeah, great job. Big Cat always come through the sound same way. Now we got some stuff to oh, we're gonna do the toast after? A lot of that glass gun or all right, then we do a little quick toast, and then afterwards we're gonna give Heywood his jersey and some other gifts that we got for him, and then you know we out of here. But we definitely appreciate everybody who took the time to come out and really supported our coach. And man, it was a great night tonight. Really, really great night. So, and everybody who couldn't make it on Facebook Live, we wish you guys was here always. Mumba, man, I wish you were here. Beanie, you probably fine, so you can't hear me, but you can rewatch it. Everybody good at Bega Toast? All right, man. Raise your glass to Coach Heywood. And we wish him long life. And we wish many, many more. Coach Heywood is coming through the pipeline. Bless up. I'm gonna hip hip, but this ain't going dumb. God, it's apple cider, man. It's apple cider people alive. All right, so sis, Boji, oh, you done pack up already? You don't play. You got a job to go to. My bad. We're just gonna give Coach Heywood, you know, sis, you gonna do that?
You're welcome. You're welcome. I didn't really get to say my piece tonight, so I just share a little bit as to why I felt the need to get this done for you. So I gotta let you know. In 2012, when we did the one for Miller, this was in the works. But you know how your boys is, somebody got whipped them in shape. And so it literally took us a decade to get this together. You know what I mean? And even though we had 6 months to plan this, there's still some of them. I had to text them individually. If you ain't come and send me a video, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. You know your boys, that's just how they are. But for me, the biggest impression that you had on my life, I don't know if many people remember, but I didn't play basketball my ninth grade year. I really was struggling, like everybody was just Tegan sister this, Tegan sister that. I went from being Carrie Ann to just being Tegan sister. It's like nobody remembered my first name to begin with, you know what I mean? And it was just like now they're looking to see if I could play like him, and it's just I was like, you know, I ain't even gonna play basketball. I'll just stick to softball. He never touched that one, so I have my own identity there. But Mark didn't let me quit. You know, he took me under his wing, and I was coming to the boys' practice. I don't know if I shoot out against O'Keefe, but I know I shoot out against like Abijah and Papito and stuff. Mark had me shooting out against the boys 3-point shots, and I was shooting with the boys' ball. No advantage for me at all. You know what I mean? And I was beating some of them. He would bet on me, and I would be winning. No night, but I didn't shoot out against you, because you already. We didn't shoot trees. Not like that. I win a 3-point shootout at Central, matter of fact. You are go there. You know what I mean? But I remember that Mark and what's his name, Byron, he couldn't make it, but he sends his love goons. They take me under their wing, and literally after the boys practice, they would give me pointers and perfecting my shot and stuff like that. And eventually I rekindled my love for basketball. And so the next year, I ended up joining the complex team. And I always remember ball wagon. I always throw this out there. Every time I would shoot that three, I would hear ball go, I tell her, don't let she shoot. And that's all thanks to Mac and Byron. So, you know, I really wanted to honor you because you really instilled in me that I should never quit. That's the one lesson you taught me, is never quit. Yes, it'll get tough. It's tough following in this one's footsteps for the rest of my life, but never ever quit. And you really taught me that. And so I didn't quit with these guys. They say, yeah, it took us 10 years, but we're gonna get it done. We gonna get it done. You know what I mean? So we have some tokens to give out tonight. But before we get to Mark, we always gotta honor the women because it has the saying, behind every great man is a great woman. The Bible says, beside every great man is an even greater woman. So I change it. In behind is beside. Because these women have been beside him every step of the way. And I don't think he would have been what he has been to us if they weren't there to begin with. So I want to start with your mom, for sure. Because without moms, there is no you. Right? So let's start with moms. You're gonna pass them up. So let's start with moms. So we thank you so much for bringing this young man into the world. Someone that has inspired everyone in this room, and there's just so much we can say about him. But without you, there'd be no him. So we thank you so much for all that you have done. Thank you. Then I got to thank our number one cheerleader besides Sherry, Sandra Masan. Every game, whether it was the boys or the girls, you could hear this loud mouth in the audience. And she would let the referee have it, she would let the other team have it. You couldn't foul us, you couldn't treat us wrong, or you have to deal with Sandra. So we have to acknowledge Sandra tonight. Just thank you so much for your support that you have always shown in our lives. We wouldn't be us without you either. So we thank you, we thank you, we thank you so much. Thank you. And then, last but certainly not least, we gotta thank our mama of the team, right? Because Sherry has been there every step of the way. She didn't only just feed the boys, she fed the girls too. Can we like those Johnny cake and chicken? And same thing, you couldn't mistreat the lady barras or the male barras. You would have to do it, Sherry, too. So we thank you for not just being behind that, but being beside him every step of the way. Every sacrifice he made, you made as well. And we know you heard a lot more than we did. So for you to endure this long, we just want to thank you so much for all that you have done for us. We love you and we appreciate you so much. So thank you, thank you. All right, now to the man of the hour. So the first gift we have for you, we made you a plaque just to commemorate your dedication to the Barras. So we have a plaque here for your 24 years of dedication to the Barras. I never thought that you day you're not a complex. And shame on them for letting you go. But we will never let you go. For us, you are the Barra, okay? There's no Barra without you. So thank you. Now we have another one. So, as Mumba mentioned, he really wanted to have complex court named after you, but that one's in the works. I don't know where that's at right now. But we wanted to do something, right? We have to do something to have your name go on and on so that everybody knows who Dean Heywood is. And so I spoke to my brother here. He has the Choices Basketball Association, which is a nonprofit, right? And I said, why don't we establish a scholarship fund for Dean Heywood so that we could give that to athletic scholars who are doing well, not just in basketball, but in sports, right? And we will start developing the criteria for those scholarships. But we said at least we're gonna give out at least 2 scholarships every year, even if I have to donate all of it, I don't care, right? Even if I have to donate all of it, it won't be a full scholarship, right? But it will be something that we can contribute in your name so that these kids will always remember, well, now, not just when they're applying, but they will always see Dean Heywood mentioned somewhere, somehow, and that name is going to live on. And not just the name, but now your contribution has really showed us that we have to give back. We have to give back some way, somehow. And if we could do that just by helping other athletes go forward in their education, we will do that because we know you were big on education. You did not play. And so this was something we thought of. And so we made a plaque just to commemorate that starting next year, there's going to be a Dean Heywood Scholarship in your honor from the Choices Basketball Association. And I encourage everyone here, especially the male bars and the lady bars, if you guys are watching, you should always donate and give back. Details will be coming on how you can contribute to those scholarships so that we can make sure that we're inspiring future athletes, future youth of the Virgin Islands to go forward and do well, not just in sports, but in life. So those details will be coming, so stay tuned. So this one's another surprise, just because of Mac, we have Tegan, right? I didn't think of this when I did your event, but I said, we gotta have that name live on too, right? Because Mac passed the torch to you. And so I said, we need a Kevin Tegan Shepherd Scholarship Fund too. So not only are we gonna give out scholarships in the name of Dean Heywood, but we're gonna do the same for you. So you didn't know it was coming. I made you one too. So because of Mac, we now have Tegan who's carrying on the torch. And that's really how it should be. Each one, reach one, teach one, yes, right? Yes, yes. So we love both of you. We thank you so much for everything you have done. And I want to go ahead and thank everyone else who has contributed to this event. I want to thank Mumba who couldn't be here. He allowed us to use the Elite podcast so that we can showcase this to everyone who weren't able to make it. So thank you so much. And he's been my sounding board too. Every idea I come up with, poor Mumba, I'm texting him in the middle of the night, like, what do you think about this? Him and Pang, they've just been my sounding board and Tegan. So it's like, they get texts from me throughout the night. Okay, and they're sleeping. I'm 3 hours behind. So it's just what it is, right? They're sleeping, but I'm not, so they're gonna get a text. So thank you guys for your contribution. To Sherry, I couldn't do this without you. She was getting a text them too. You know, she said yes. She got plenty of them. Like what a who's coming and all this, and Sherry has just been there helping me every step of the way, orchestrating this, coming up with the idea to make sure he don't find out, which is hard, but she did it to perfection. So happy belated birthday, Sherry, and thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you to Gertrude for sure. They've always been open to letting us have these events here, and I will continue to use Gertrude. I don't even request quotes from anybody else anymore. I just send Pat a text, is this date available? And we go from there. So thank you, Gertrude. The food is always delicious and the service is always great. So these events will always be at Gertrude's for sure. And then I want to thank our photographers. Malik, thank you for coming through at the last minute. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Buju. I see that he may have left us. I don't know where he went. But thank you so much. And thank you to the guest speakers, VLA, Bob, Heidi, Mr. Hewitt, Mr. Riley. Thank you guys just for always being willing to support, man. We really appreciate that. Now, last but not least, we didn't retire your jersey. You didn't go to complex. But you will always be a Barra to us. And we want you to have that reminder that you bleed blue. No matter where you go, you're going to continue to bleed blue. So we took the liberty of framing a jersey for you, front and back. And I hope you display this somewhere in your house where as soon as they walk in, they realize that Mac will always bleed blue. We had to make it match the size a little bit, you know what I mean? So we have to have So again, we thank you, we love you, we appreciate you.
I will be the red force carrots.
That's all right, you bleed blue now.
Excellent. Great job, sis. Thank you guys once again for coming, man. And like everybody I will say when the party is over, chop the mic. Sexy chocolate is out. See you guys.
I couldn't make it So we're now adjourned, so thank you guys for coming out. But if you'd like to take some photos, Malik here will let you guys do that. So don't be shy. Thank you, Elite Podcast. We're out.